Hello, everyone. Welcome to week number 52 of my 52-week challenge to do a live stream every single week on LinkedIn. I'm here with my fiance, Michelle, and today we'll be teaching everyone how to make dumplings. I'm super excited for this. I don't think anyone's done a cooking live on LinkedIn before. This is my second one, and we're making dumplings. This is something we really enjoy doing on the weekends in our free time because you can make a whole bunch and you can freeze them and then you can eat them whenever.
And they taste delicious.
They taste delicious. So yeah, so today we'll be going through the ingredients that you need, the utensils you need, the different steps on how to make the filling, how to wrap the dumplings, and then we'll cook some and enjoy some as well. So if you're watching, please leave a comment and we'll make sure to highlight your comment. How are you doing today, Michelle?
I'm good.
You good?
Merry Christmas Eve, everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas Eve. This is just perfect timing for us to do this cooking LinkedIn live. So yeah, let me go through the ingredients real quick here. So just different parts of ingredients. So first thing you need is a package of dumpling wrappers or sugao. So we have a wrapper here. Oh, actually you can see. So we got some wrappers here. You can see that. And then we have the package that we've opened earlier because we had to make some. So you can either buy sugao or potsticker wrappers. The potsticker wrappers are a little thicker. So you can try different ones and see which one worked best for you. And there's about 60 to 70 in each pack. So that's how you can, you know how many that you're making. The other part of the ingredients is a 1-to-1 ratio of ground pork and raw shrimp. So if you want to lift that up for a sec. So we have a lot here. This is probably like at least 3 to 4 pounds each. But as a ratio with the one package of your dumpling wrappers, you'll need 1 pound of ground pork and 1 pound of shrimp as well. All right. Hi, Vincent. Yeah, ready to eat again. So make sure you take some notes here, and you can maybe make this later for your family. So now you got the wrappers, you got the shrimp, the pork. Now you need some seasonings here. I'm just going to read through this, and again, you create what you want to do. Everyone has different tastes. So you have 2 to 3 cloves of grated or pressed garlic, and that's going to be part of the mixture, the filling here. 3 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 1 to 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, and 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. I almost said sesame oil. And then other part of seasoning, a tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 to 2 teaspoons of white pepper powder, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, half a teaspoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of ginger powder, and 1 large egg. And there's some optional seasonings you can do as well. So you can do an eighth of a teaspoon, very little of Maggi sauce, and you can also add a 1/4 teaspoon of fish sauce as well.
Yep. And then just so you know, you probably want to customize to your preferences. So best thing you do is to just microwave a little tiny spoonful of that meat and taste it. See if you want to adjust it accordingly, and then you go from there. I like to add the Maggi and also the fish sauce that adds a little bit more umami flavor to it, but you can adjust it however you like.
Yep. Just want to say hi to my friend here, Tony. Both of us, Michelle and I, we met Tony when we were vacationing in New York. So we make them frozen, so we can definitely ship some over, Tony, if you want. All right, and then you can also add some optional veggies. You can do chopped cabbage, green onions, ginger, carrots, shiitake, mushrooms, cilantro. I mean, there's no really hard rule of what you can put in dumplings. So here we have a veggie version as well. So we'll be wrapping some of those. All right, some utensils that you need. So as you saw, we have a large mixing bowl. So that's where you put your filling. You can use a food processor. This is optional, but it will save you a lot of time, especially when you want to chop all those veggies, you want to chop all the shrimp that you have. You have a small bowl of water, for wrapping here. We'll show that a little bit as well. You can use a small spoon, so this will help you with your filling when you're wrapping dumplings. We also have baking trays that we can use. So this is where we're going to put the dumplings. We made some already. And this is a good way for you to store them, right? Because as I said, you can freeze them, so you can put them in your freezer. And finally, to cook them, you need a 10 to 12 inch saucepan with the lid. The lid is crucial here. All right, so now let's get into making the dumpling filling. The first step here, we have the raw shrimp, you have your veggies, you chop it up. And like I said earlier, you can use a food processor to save you time. We've already made our filling to save time here, and just making the filling itself, it's not very complicated.
I would also note when you're chopping the shrimp, do a rough chop. You don't want it to mince it up into a paste because you can't really taste the difference between the shrimp and the pork. So if you like those chunky pieces of shrimp, just do a rough chop and then throw it into the ground pork.
Yeah, that's a great point. So because when you want to eat it, you want to like actually have that
crunch.
That crunch of the shrimp. Okay, next you take the ground pork that you have and the chopped up shrimp, the chopped up veggies, just mix it up in a mixing bowl. So just like what we have here. And then you add the seasonings. We had the long list of seasonings earlier. Again, you figure out what type of taste you want in yours. And if you're just unsure of is it too salty, is it too sweet, or whatever, just take a small spoonful, microwave it for 10, 15 seconds, and just try it, right? If it's missing something, that's a great way for you to test your filling before you make the whole batch. Anything else you want to add?
Nope, we are good.
All right, so now let's get into wrapping here. And let me switch my cameras, makes it a little easier. All right, so here we're going to wrap the dumplings here. So first you place the dumpling wrapper in one hand. Oh, did you add water yet? Oh, you didn't? Okay. All right, so step 2 and 3, you can interchange it here. So let me go to step 3 here first. Come on. All right, there it is. So you place about a 1/2 to 3/4 spoonful of filling. You don't want to add too much because then you just can't close. You just can't close the dumpling. So after you put in the filling, oops, let me click that here. One second. Okay, there we go. So, oops, not wrong number 2. There it is. So now you dip your finger in the bowl of water and you wet around the edge, right? So by putting water on there, again, you don't want too much, right? Just a little fingertip. This will help stick the wrapper. So the first thing you do to wrap it, you fold the dumpling in half. So you take the 2 parts in the middle, and then you can see right there it's pinched in the middle. And then now you want to start making pleats. So you want to put some water on the edges, just like you can kind of see in the camera here. And then you want to start folding towards the center. So you make little pleats here and there. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then you repeat that again on the other side. You make the 3 pleats. Again, you don't want to put way too much, right? Keep it. If you're starting out, just don't put too much. Don't put too much filling into your dumpling wrapper because you just can't fold it. So there you go. That's one right there. Good. So now you just ensure all your folds are tight.
Make sure there's no gaps because when you cook it, if there's any holes, all that moisture inside is going to seep out and spill all over the pan. It gets really messy. So just make sure it's tight. You pinch, pinch, pinch. Add some water to it. That way it holds it. If you feel like you've put too much filling in it, you can definitely take some out as you're wrapping.
Yep.
So fold it like a taco.
Yep. Let me go back here. Yep.
Pinch the middle, so it looks like that.
Yep.
Right. Make sure there's some water on the outside edges before you fold your pleats. Not too much water because you don't want to be soaking in water. And you fold in once, twice, 3 times. Pinch it to close it. Same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. All right. Hey, we got our dog's visiting us here. No, you can't eat it yet.
No dumplings for you. Sorry.
All right. So yeah, again, it takes a little while to get used to wrapping the dumplings. Again, it takes practice. So when you're first time making it, again, don't put too much in there. Just stick with a 1/2 spoonful, and you can just wrap it there. So how many more do you want to make before we start cooking these?
I just fold this one more time.
Okay.
So basically, if you leave yourself about, I would say a little less than an inch around the entire edge, that's a good amount. It's about a small spoonful.
Yep.
Get the water.
Fold it in half, pinch the middle.
If it gets a little messy, it's okay too. It's all going to end up in the same place. 1, 2, 3. Close that. 1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
Voila.
Yep. So you just place them on a baking sheet here. We made some earlier, and again, make sure they don't stick to each other. You can see there's a gap in between each one. because when you freeze them, you don't want them all stuck together, right? When you cook them, you want to lay them out separately. And yeah, if you're not going to eat them immediately, once you're done with the tray, just put it in the freezer, and it will last you for a while. So if you're ready to go, you wanna start cooking?
Yeah. One little tip also: when you line your baking sheet, use either Saran wrap or parchment paper.
Mhm.
That way the dumplings don't stick to the pan either.
Yes.
So when after you freeze and you take it out, and you want to bag them up, it just comes off a lot easier.
Mhm.
All right.
So let's move over to the cooking station here.
All right.
Yep. All right. So first step here, turn your pan up to medium heat.
Medium to medium low.
Yeah. So you're not trying to, you're not trying to burn this at all. So just stick it to medium or medium heat.
Yeah. And you can use any kind of oil. We'll just use vegetable oil because it's easy.
So,
but you can use olive oil, avocado oil, whatever works for you.
So next step is you add some oil to the pan here.
Warm up a little.
Yep.
How many dumplings did you eat today already?
I ate 9.
Ooh.
That was just for lunch, and then and we're gonna make a lot more here.
All right. Let that heat up a little bit. And then when you place them in the pan, just make sure they're not sticking to each other. Keep them about an inch or so apart.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So once if you're ready, once your pan's warm enough, you just start placing your dumplings. The key is you want to place it flat side down, right? You want to, as the name calls it, for if you're making pot stickers, they stick to the pot. You want the bottom surface. So so when you make it, make sure the bottom is smooth, it's flat, and then you lay it down flat as well.
You hear the sizzle?
Yeah, I hear the sizzle.
Sizzle's good. We like sizzle. All right, I'll just make 6 for now.
Okay.
So if I make them all, we're going to eat them all, and that's not good.
Yeah. All right, so the next step here is once the bottom of the dumplings are brown, you add a quarter of water. So right now, we just put it down. We'll let it brown for a minute or so, and then we add a quarter cup of water.
And then if you like it extra crispy, once the bottom's a little bit on the brown side, you can also flip it on the top and brown that a little bit before adding the water. I think just for sake of time, we'll keep it just crisping the bottom part, but you can do this however you like, whatever fits your preferences. Just let it go for a little bit. This takes about, I would say, 60 to 90 seconds. As long as each one has a little bit of oil coated on it, should be able to get a nice crisp bottom. This one's sizzling.
Yeah, that's getting there.
Getting there. Almost there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the key is to not touch them too much, but we're just doing a quick check.
Yeah.
I would say maybe 10 more seconds, and then we can do the water. Or we can go a little bit crispier.
Yeah.
I think that's a good looking brown right there. So I think if all of them look okay.
So you add your quarter cup of water here.
And watch out, it'll sizzle. Just take a step back.
All right.
Cover it and turn your stove to low while the water's in there.
Yeah, so now we just browned the bottom, right? So now, because we had raw meat in there, you want to make sure it cooks thoroughly. So for fresh dumplings like we just did, it takes about 7 to 8 minutes to cook. If it's frozen, it'll take about 9 to 10 minutes here. So, but yeah, we'll head back to the table. We'll chat with you guys for a little bit, and we'll come back in 7 or 8 minutes. All right, so we're back here. We're gonna let me hop to the right step here.
I think there's some comments too.
Yeah.
I saw something from June about trading.
Yeah. So yeah, so it's going to cook for 7 to 8 minutes for us here. Once the water's nearly evaporated, we're going to remove the lid and take out the dumplings here. So we'll be here until, let's say, 2:22 or so. I saw a comment come in here. So yeah, June, make some lumpia for us. Or I want to see you on LinkedIn Live and make lumpia. So I'm excited to see that episode here. But yeah, in the next few minutes here, if you have any questions for us on how to make dumplings or anything about our about us in general, just feel free to shoot in your questions here in the comments. So we're waiting for that to cook for another 6 to 7 minutes.
I think we should definitely trade some
Yes.
for lumpia.
Yes.
From
So
June.
so June, send me a text and we'll coordinate. So yeah, yeah, we've been together for almost 2 years now, and we just got engaged in July of this year. Were you caught by surprise there with the proposal?
Yeah, you faked me out a few times. That we were in Maui, and there were a few times where he was getting down just to like tie his shoe or fix his socks or something, and I was like, "Oh my God, is he doing it now?" But he wasn't. He was just fixing his shoe. So it was a nice little surprise for our trip.
So yep, and both of us are project managers. We plan out our trips in a lot of detail. We have a lot of notes here. So if you need travel tips for Hawaii or any place in the U.S., we have a list for you. So send us a message. And yeah, June, glad to hear you enjoyed your time in Maui as well. You went a month after we did. So yeah. What else? What else do you want to ask me?
What's your favorite meal at this house?
Yes, so I'm spoiled coming over to Michelle's house and cooking. Michelle's really good at baking things. Her brother's really good at making different meats. It's hard for me to choose. Every time I come here, I go home. I go home full, and I also go home with extra food that I can enjoy over the next few days. But I really like the beef ribs.
Those are good beef ribs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's my brother then. What's something that I've made that's your favorite? Oh,
put me on the spot here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. I really like the baos that you make.
Oh, the bolo chassu bao.
Yeah.
It's a baked pineapple barbecue pork bun. There's nothing actually pineapple in it. It's just the crust on top that looks like a exterior of a pineapple apparently. But yeah, it's a nice little childhood favorite that figured out how to make that earlier last year when we were stuck at home because of the pandemic.
Yeah. But we've been making dumplings. We make it at least twice a month since I don't know, for over a year now. So we've gotten a lot better at this. We taught a couple friends on how to make dumplings, and now we're sharing it with everyone here on LinkedIn Live or Facebook Live or YouTube Live or wherever you're watching here. So
let's see. What's been your favorite memory this last year?
Well, nothing beats the proposal.
Okay.
That was definitely the top memory for both of us together. So I proposed on July 1st, but I was actually starting planning it in April. I reached out to an illustrator. I had her, I wrote the story, but I had her illustrate basically like a children's storybook on how we met, how we gone through the shutdowns of last year and all the different trips that we went on. And as part of the book, I proposed. So that was that was one of the things I did to throw Michelle off, because I said I was going to give her birthday gift in Maui during our trip in July. And I showed her the book, and she had no idea. She had no idea the proposal was coming. So I'm so happy that that it happened in the perfect place as well, in the Makena Secret Cove in Maui. So that was definitely the highlight of my year.
I would say it was so smart that you actually wrote out your speech in the book instead of trying to memorize it and fumbling over your words as you're doing the proposal. So that was genius. So tips for anyone who's planning a proposal in the future, have it written down. That way it just kind of cuts down the nerves in half and all that. But good thing I said yes.
Yeah, no, if he didn't say yes after all that preparation, I don't know what I was going to do. But no, it's been wonderful so far. Our wedding's in September of next year. So as project managers, we finished planning all that like 4 months ago. Just little things here and there, but we're excited to have our wedding in September here.
Shall we check on the dumplings?
Let's take a look here. Let's go check on our dumplings here. It's
probably needs another 2 minutes.
2 minutes here?
Yeah, give it some time.
Yeah.
Make sure they're cooked all the way. Especially with pork and seafood,
Yeah,
you don't want that to be raw in any way. So.
Yep. So we're just, we're keeping an eye on the water level here, and once the water is evaporated, we can remove the lid. But for a little commercial break here, this is Pepper, and we got some visitors here. We got a squirrel eating some walnuts that we laid out for the squirrel. So
that's the fat one. We call him E Honda.
Oh, so that's one of Pepper's friends here visiting to have some walnuts. So hi, Pepper.
Okay, one more minute.
One more minute? Okay.
Yeah, you can see through the lid that the water's starting to evaporate. That'll allow the bottom to get even more crispy. You don't want it too moist or else it tends to kind of fall apart.
Yeah, you want to get a plate ready? How does it feel to be on your first LinkedIn Live here, Michelle?
I'm glad that half the live stream, I'm like off camera. I am like so big on, like, I'm just so nervous being on camera half the time. So this is a fun activity.
Yes.
I'm not too nervous being live on this.
This is much better than doing like an interview style.
Yes, no.
Even though we did a little bit there, but no, this is something we really enjoy.
And I love cooking, so this works for me. This is in my realm. All right, I think we might be good. I'm gonna lift this. Watch out.
Yep. So you can see all the water's evaporated. We just took off the lid. You can see some browning over there as well. So we'll pull it out. Yeah, looks great. The color. If you just
might be a little too brown. That's okay.
Yeah, a little on the dark side, but still good. So just turn off the heat here, and then we'll plate it and we'll enjoy. Yep. So.
Oops. Almost lost a few potstickers. That would have been Pepper's lunch right there.
Yeah. So we can just eat right here. Just eat a couple. So yeah, to enjoy your dumplings, I mean, you already put a bunch of seasoning in there. It's up to you if you want to dip it with your favorite soy sauce, sesame oil, vinegar, chili oil, or anything you need. But we put in a lot of seasoning already, so it should be very delicious here.
All right, might be a little hot for you.
So let me flip my camera here.
Want to do a cheese dumpling?
Yep. So let me pull this up here. Might burn my tongue here. All right.
Dumpling cheers!
Oh, sorry.
Woo!
Wow, shrimp in here.
You see the shrimp?
Oh, where are you? There you are.
You see the chunks of shrimp? That's goodness right there.
So yeah. Anything else you want to share?
No, just have fun with this. Like I said, you can customize the seasoning, flavoring, ingredients, however you like. We like it pretty simple. We also did one with vegetables with some cabbage. What was it? Carrots, garlic, ginger, and some shiitake mushrooms. That's a really good favorite. Adding vegetables stretches your ingredients a bit more, so you don't have to use so much meat, and then you can still make a big amount of dumplings. So just have fun with it. Try it a few times, taste test it, adjust it however you like, and enjoy. Yeah.
So hope you all enjoyed, first of all, my LinkedIn Live series, and thank you, Michelle, for joining me. Sorry, I should finish chewing my food. Thank you for joining my 52nd, my very last LinkedIn Live of the year. Completed my 52-week challenge of doing LinkedIn Lives. I have guests lined up all next year, so maybe I'll squeeze in another cooking video or so here. So
good job.
Yes. 52-week challenge is done. This has just been so much fun, and I'm glad I got to do the very last one with my fiance here.
Yay.
So.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. Yep, Happy New Year, and I'll talk to you all next year.